Alright, I'm gonna show you my artifact route. The Inazuma version, I have two artifact routes. We have the Inazuma one and then Liyue and Sumeru, although both of them go to both Liyue and Sumeru anyways. But this is the Inazuma one because it finishes on Inazuma. The idea of having two routes is so like you can have more leniency when it comes to doing them daily. So if you did one at, I don't know, let's say 3 p.m. yesterday, then you have to wait up to 3 p.m. to do it the next day. Because there are artifacts that have like 24-hour timers. If you have two routes and those two routes share the same 12-hour artifacts, then you can have you can do them whenever. You're only limited by those 12 hours instead of 24, which is more comfy. So yeah, let's start. Protagonists are gonna be Skara, Chiori, Yelan, Xianxun. I think Skara and Xianxun together are like the best movement combination you can have. So we are gonna start. Since I'm doing the Inazuma version, I'm going to start with the 12-hour artifact star marked with a star on my map. And both routes will start on the chasm that has a couple convenient spots. But yeah, please zero with me because on controller it's kinda hard to teleport what you want. So let me explain something. Well, the moment it's very reliant on the characters that I have. If you don't have some of these characters, it's maybe harder to do efficiently. Like I said, Skara and Xianxun are incredibly good for movement together. For me, they are like literally the best combination, including Natlan characters on Natlan. That's because the timers for the cooldowns on their skills match perfectly. At most, you have to dash a little bit. But you will always have one of the skills to use, and if your Genshin is C1, then even better. So let's go here. Yeah, as you can see, the chasm has like all 12-star timers, 12-hour timers. So okay, so we go to Liyue now. If this was the Liyue and Sumeru route, then I will start in a different spot, but because it is the Inazuma route, we start here. Now, I know that this selection of like artifact farming spot is a little sus here. It's very old, it's like on the very old routes. The reason why I still do it is because I have like I have different standards when it comes to what makes a spot good and what makes a spot bad. In my case, I aim to get spots that spawn 2 artifacts as opposed to 1, and that also give you more. And these are those spawns. So like when it comes to the spots, you have like 3 kinds. Let's see, you have spots that only give you 1 artifact, and you have a chance that that 1 artifact is a 2-star artifact. Then you have spots that give you 1 artifact and have a chance that you will get 2 artifacts that are 1-star. And then you have spots that do that and also give you some more. For me, the late, like the ones that give you 2 and also more are the most valuable. Because 2 1-star artifacts equal 1 2-star artifact. So that's the same. The probability of having of getting a 2-star artifact or 2 artifacts is the same. But there are no, well, as far as I know, there are no spots that have a chance of giving you 2-star artifact and more. So the ones that give you more are better by default, because I know it's just in between 100. Hold up. This section is hard because this guy Kinda, yeah, does that. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. If you get like two 1-star artifacts and Mora, then value-wise, you're getting more. And yes, it's between 100 Mora and 300 Mora. That's not a lot, but it adds up, especially if you have a lot of spots that give you Mora. So it's not insignificant. I think it's worth going for, even if it makes the route a little longer. Because at the end of the day, like, this is not one of those fastest route kind of videos. I'm just showing my personal one based on these conditions that I just laid out. So yeah, that's why you might notice some spots are a little sus. It's because I'm going by that. Of course, not all spots can be the way I want. So we have a lot of these that only give you one artifact. No more, but it's fine. Alright, always make sure to, like, if you have the same team that I have, always make sure to have like Genshin free for this, because you can make quick work of this slope here. And then it's gonna... Ugh. Okay, so those are like the 12-hour artifacts. We have to do this on both routes. Now we go to Inazuma to finish this one. We start here. Obviously, like, I also take into consideration what's faster and what's not when it comes to what I have available. Another consideration that I have is that the spots have to be easy. Like, with very few exceptions, I'm gonna be going for spots that are like alone, like this. So there's no confusion between what spot I need to pick up. Like, there are a lot of spots in Sumeru that have a lot of artifacts. They have like a lot of investigation spots, but at the same time, like, they have like other things like weapons or potatoes, what have you. I try to avoid that. Like, obviously, if you do this daily, you're gonna remember anyways which spots are the proper ones, but I just rather not do that. You can still like fuck up, especially if you do these routes daily. You're probably watching a video on the side or something, and you're gonna make a mistake. So in order to minimize mistakes, I just go for spots that are alone if possible. It's not always the case. You're gonna see a couple ones that are like that have other stuff nearby, but for the most part, it's not the case. So yeah, spots that give you more and artifacts and are like easier to get. That's what we are going for here. Well, Chiori is there because she gives a speed boost, just for having like different wings on your character, for skin. Wings are easier. And Yelan is here because while the cooldowns work perfectly, it's good to have like a helping hand like now, right? Like right now, for example, I want to have Genshin free because we are gonna do this. We're gonna use the fact that she doesn't take fall damage to land perfectly here. So sometimes it's easier to manage your cooldowns if you have a third movement option. It doesn't have to be Yelan. I used to use Sayu before getting Yelan. Probably anyone that has any kind of mobility will work. Even Kachina. Maybe a little question of why I decided to do this video now. I have been meaning to do this video for a long time, but we are getting some pretty good movement options in the future punches, so I may have to make it. Also, I forgot one of the spots, but I'm gonna go back after doing this. Here you want to have a Scara, so you can do this. Oh no. Then whoever. Oh no. Don't do that. Be careful with the ledges when you're falling like that. Here we want to have Genshin free so we can like come down here without any issues. Like otherwise I can just fly with Scara, but you have to like use your glider to land without killing yourself. That's probably slower than just doing the triple jump. Anyways, we're going back here because I was supposed to do this before going over there. I feel like it depends on what you want to do, but I like to use the engine here to do this nice descents. It's so comfy to that. Anyways. Like I say, like these two are just the best. Scara being able to fly and Genshin being able to triple jump means that you can get past most obstacles. There's very few, like there are few slopes, or a kind of a slope rather, that can mess this up. That's what we have to land for. But for the most part, those two can do everything. Alright, so this is one of the spots that is a little dangerous, I say. You have to pick up the one on the bots, and that alone. Don't pick up this one. That is potato probably. Here we have a similar issue. You want to ignore this one and pick up again the bots, the crate. And then this one. Like this slope, for example, this will be annoying to do with the Scara. He kinda gets stuck if you want to fly fast. And Genshin triple jump can do it, but it's not as effective as Yelan outside. The good thing about these routes is that you see like a lot of diverse enemies. So if you know that you're gonna need something like the materials from the samurai, then you can just kill them when you're doing this. Even if it's just one or two, good time it adds up. We go down here, please. We only pick up these two, because I know across this room there are other ones, but we don't want those. Right, the ship. So this is a very important spot. It used to be the last spot on the route. I'm gonna explain that later, but like right now you have to be very careful with what you pick up here. So you pick up these two and ignore that one. Then pick up everything on this room. Then go here. Pick up these two. Down. And then across the room, these two spots in particular. And then here and everything inside this place. So like I said, this is one of the few spots where we can just pick up everything without any worries. Inazuma be like that. Alright, this used to be the finisher. But it turns out that Itatarasuna is much better to finish a route on. Why does it matter? It's because we have a limit of how many spots, how investigation spots we can pick up. It's 100 per day. So ideally you arrive to this place when you have picked exactly 99. So your number 100 is gonna be this one, and now the game has already loaded all of the investigation spots. So because of that, it's not gonna take them away, let's say, as long as you don't leave. Now I used to do that on the ship, but the Tarazuna has like a very wide range for some reason. So you can, like, I can even teleport after this, and we're still gonna have these spots active, which is pretty nice. You can pick up more stuff if you want than just picking up the artifacts. Oh, I'm gonna pick up these two just to show like you can loot the whole place if you want. Yeah, I'm following like a very specific route here to get everything. But at this point, like if I were to teleport very far away, say like to Mondstadt or anywhere too far, if I come back, then there will be nothing here because the game already has like the order of just not spawn any other investigation spots. Don't know why we have that hard limit, but we can teleport between the Tarazuna, however. So we're gonna go here, and everything is just gonna be right there. See, so we can keep going. That's more. That's fine. I mean, it doesn't matter anymore. And that's why the Inazuma Route is the best. Oh god. The Inazuma Route is the best for me because I think it gives you the most stuff. The one that I'm gonna show next ends on Sumeru with a similar place where you have like a lot of artifacts. But yeah, I think this one gives a little more. And this is the last teleport. Oh yeah, there is like I haven't done it, I haven't bothered to do it, but there is a way to fly with a Escara that gives you more distance than what I have been doing. Like when you're going up, it's very too much, so you have a chance of getting one extra. But when you're going straight forward, then you can do a little thing. You can like space them like that and you get a little more distance in theory. But yeah, it's not necessary to do that much. Although it's fun to play around with. Alright. So this is where the Inazuma Route ends. Right here. But we can do something else. We can go to Sumeru and go here. Why? Well, I already say that the investigation spots despawn. Well, there is an exception. Well, there are some exceptions to that rule. And there happens to be exceptions right here. Also, this is a wrong time. There shouldn't be water here. You want it to be like at this time. So these bubbles have like they have artifacts. And like they have investigation spots, but these investigation spots are not affected by the limit. So we can exploit that to get a few extra artifacts or Mora. Mora matters a lot. The only problem is that these are like 24-hour spots. So in my case, I only do them when I do the Inazuma Route. Like you can do them when you do the other route if you want. But the point is that I only do them with one route, so I don't get confused that way, and I don't come here and only to find that there are no bubbles or whatever. Just to make it easier on myself. Kinda messed up my spacing here. Nah, Scar is gonna be fine. Scar is just too good for restoration. What can I say? Alright, and that's the end of this shoot. So yeah, up next, the Sumeru and Liyue route. Alright, so the Sumeru and Liyue route. Well, I mean, guess it's like Liyue and Sumeru. So obviously we're gonna do the chasm again. I may actually skip this. I must be done right. You can just forward the video, I guess. Just avoid confusion. Like I said, we always do the casting first, but I don't know, it may not be clear enough. Also, like, a good opportunity to say that please forgive me if I repeat the stuff. Because of how the investigation spots work, I had to wait a whole day to record the second part of this round. So if I repeat something that I said yesterday, then it's because of that. I pretty much forgot what I said yesterday. Right now that I say the most important stuff. And turning mid-air with them is so nice. Alright, out of the castle and into Liyue proper, so the route starts here. Or whatever you want to, I think this is the best spot to start. These are some very nice spots. And we go to Dragon Spine. I believe because like there are no artifact spots on Mondstadt, so I guess the first ones happened on Dragon Spine, and they happen to be pretty good. Well, at least the ones that I do. You need like Escara or somebody like Sayu to get past this. Or characters can't. Or maybe Yelan when she's using her skill. Let me try it. Yeah, kinda. You don't wanna do it. Okay, somebody is more. This is a pretty nice spot. You do need like Escara to fly over it, or somebody like Ayaka or Mona, or well, Furina, I guess, to get past this. Or simply just use the land to go around because it's not that much of a time save, but it does feel nice. Like just start with Escara here, so we can use the engines, dribble down to get over here without issues, and then use like either Yelan or Escara to get to the next spot. And then if you use Yelan, then you can just fly with Escara over these, or just dribble down power. Just saying, like, Genshin's jumps are so good for like landing and damage on places like this. Okay, this will be another questionable spot for many because we are gonna have to run a little bit. But it's worth, in my opinion. It is something where you absolutely want moment characters to do. Just giving with them, it feels a little far away. So make sure you have somebody that can destroy these spots so you get in the way. Yeah, you have like 5 spots here, and then nearby we have a couple more, so I think it's totally worth the walk. Also, in like a very consistent random event if you are into leveling up the friendship. So we go over here now. This one, so like if you have commissions set to Liyue, if you get the commission that happens here where you have to kill these treasure holders, the artifacts won't spawn. You have to do the commission first and then log out and log in back again, and you will have these spots. I'm not sure why that happens, or it's a very unique problem of this spot. Well, I guess it's not unique, but I'm pretty sure it's the only one with that problem in these routes, at the very least. Pretty convenient that there is water there, just stand this. It's just spots I like. Guardians, I only do them because I have a scatter to glide across that giant gap. And I say I have to glide a little bit, so may not seem that good if you don't have him. But they are like the kind of spots that we want, so I welcome them. Oh, actually, I think what I say about the treasure hoarder commission, I think that happens here too. It's been a while since I had commission set to Liyue, but I think a commission happens here that also spawns these spots. Always pick up the mint. I pick up the mint because you have to wait. So like, I'm not sure if you noticed by now, but every time that I spawn the Mora and I have to teleport, I wait for the character to collect the Mora. Otherwise you don't actually get it if you enter the map before the Mora goes to your character. So if you actually want it, you need to wait a little bit. Like here, I need to get hit. It's just how it is. Anyways, as you can see, like this route is more intertwined with the 12-hour spots. So I do some 12-hour spots and I do some unique spots of 24 hours for this route. Then back to the 12. That's why I'm recording them. Otherwise I would have recorded in a different way. I would have recorded the 12-hour spots by themselves and then just do everything separately, but like this shows better how the route should look when completed. I think I collected that. I took away the sacrificial ball from Jelan. I actually have a costume Simulacra, but for some reason I was using Sackball. This is a very nice spot, especially if you have Genshin. Genshin specializes in descending. So 1, 2, 3, then we dunk here, so they stun like that and we can collect our stuff without having to fight them or waste our time with them. By the time she's breaking her banjo, we're gone. Pretty sweet. Then what a nice coincidence. We just got the music from that place. yeah, for here, very important to have Baranara on the current, on the like the normal state, not the dream one with the with the Aranara. I forgot their name for a second. But you have to be able to see Heliteros here. If there are no enemies, then you need to change the state. Oh yeah, you can dash 2 times when you're doing infantry with them. You're now losing it. Oh god. It's over. Get me out of here, please. Kinda messed up because I'm supposed to have Genshin triple jump for this. I guess we can just do this. No biggie. What's important is like remembering to fly to the thing and then using Genshin triple jump. So you can have a Skara here. And hopefully you don't have any issues with these people. That was close. Yeah, that's gonna happen no matter what. Like I said, you have to delay your warping when you see coins. The only son gets me every time. Boy, you should be looking at the other side. Almost died there. I'm supplying spy spacing. He always gets me. Alright, and this is when we enter the final part of the route, of the Sumeru route, so to speak. So these spots can be a little annoying, but they are quite literally the best ones that I could find. Mostly because for some reason all of them have like something to read right next to them. So sometimes instead of hitting the investigation spots, you start reading, and that can be pretty annoying. Although it's probably better on keyboard. You need 2 jumps. Here it happens again. It happens on all the spots. Or on F location of these spots rather. If you really wanna do that, Sora, so you can fly here. And then have your last character take care of everything. Oh yeah, this is confusing. Ever since they added Natlan, I get confused. Because it looks so different. Nice bulbies. Alright, this is the finisher for this route. This is another big area with only artifacts in this case, as far as I know. So you go in the front, then take care of all the artifacts here. Like grass here without any issues, hopefully. Or you can just use the divine thing. Same difference. Whoa, what? Oh, he didn't pick it up before it flying. Oh, okay. If you want to use Escaragos, he actually can pick up this one in the air. So you can stand it over here. Then you go back to the middle. It can be a little intricate, like the first time it wasn't easy to learn. I was being very careful the first time I tried this. Not just found the artifacts. That's pretty simple. Then this is the last time that we go to the middle. Jumps, land. So like Escara is literally the best, but its weakness are the stairs by far, or slopes with that inclination. So that's why Genshin is pretty useful, and Yelan is pretty useful for stairs. So the only thing you need to take care about is you just have the cooldowns ready for the stairs on these two. You may also kill these guys, like I got used to just killing them. Because this team is very good for collection, but they are also pretty strong. Like Escar is a main DPS, Fury has plenty of off-field damage, and so does Yelan. And if you need to heal, you heal with Genshin, so it's a pretty good team for like fighting here. Not the greatest, but it can hold itself for the elites. So if you want to farm elites, which I also have a route for farming elites, you can do it while doing this. Okay, make sure to have Yelan for this. Genshin is gonna be ready. And that's it. This is where the routes end. Normally you used to do the bubbles with this route, but I decided to do it in Inazuma for some reason. So yeah, this is it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this useful, and let me know in the comments if you have like any better spots, recommendations, or complaints or whatever about my gameplay, whatever you have you. So yeah, thank you.